let me tell you something. Al was a genius when it came to the hardcore stuff. Al was the best. He was so fun to work with, and there was so many times I worked with him. That son of a bitch made me laugh all the time. I mean, you couldn't see it, but I covered up so many times laughing because Al is so funny and he's so fun to work with, you know. And so, but the whole key to the hardcore stuff is not using a whole bunch of items. You
right.
just use, you just use, 3 or 4, but you make them mean something. And Al was really good at that, and that's how I learned, because Al's the one that taught me, hey, you don't need 10 items. Just bring me 3 or 4 things, and I'll make those things mean so much. And he was right; they did, and I carry that today. People ask me about hardcore matches and stuff, and you see guys using 20, 30 things in the ring. They just throw all this stuff in the ring, start using it. It doesn't mean anything. And Al was, he just knew what to do, and I learned a lot from following him. And Al's just, I can't say enough good things about how good he was or is.
Well, and it's obvious. I mean, how good he must have been if they asked him to be a trainer there for, the first few seasons of Tough Enough. He's got something to offer people.
Oh yeah, he does. He does. And I think and when I went down to Orlando and did the stuff for TNA, Al's actually the one that called me and said, hey, would you do me a favor? Would you mind coming down here and doing this for us? And I said, sure, and I had fun, and I talk to Al every once in a while, but, and we don't ever talk business though.
Right.
Never talk business, but, like I said, I learned so much from Al, and Al's such a good trainer, because when we were working with Tough Enough together, we played good cop, bad cop, and it worked,
right. But that's what you need, though, for some kids. You need the mother hen, and then you need the guy who's going to bust balls and get the best out of an individual.
Right. Yeah. And Al, he like you said, he was the mother hen, and I always told him, you baby these guys too much, and he's like, but Bob, that's just, you can't be hard on them. But my philosophy, and that's why it worked, because my philosophy was, you got to be hard on them because you make them learn, but you also, and see, with me, I might have been hard on guys and stuff because I want them to learn, because I know their potential, I know what they have in them, and I'm trying to pull it out of them, and I always praised them too for doing well. I was never this hard ass all the time, and I always, I did praise guys when they did well, because I know, looking at guys and watching them, that there's something there, and I was trying to pull that out of them, and it did, and it worked, and that's why the whole good cop, bad cop thing worked for me and Al so well.